Do 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 do. Make sure am I visible? Okay, am I here? Can you hear me? Can I get some confirmation in the chat? Is it Elisa? Did I say that right? Cosmic Flower, can you see me and hear me? Okay. All right. Gen X. Hey Momo. Hey y'all. Come on back in here, y'all. I don't know what it is. I don't know what is happening. Maybe it's the weather because it sure is trying to take me out. I have been sneezing and coughing and on top of that, not being able to get the live and my eyes are burning. So excuse me and my voice. But we're gonna push through this reading. Okay. And I'm gonna take some medicine and drink some tea when I get off and get some take a nap. But come on in. Welcome to the channel, you guys. Actually, let me turn this light down just a little bit because it's beaming. Just a touch of love, a little bit. Okay, we'll do that. All right, how's everyone doing on this grateful evening? Like I said, if you are new here, hit that like and subscribe button so that you will be notified when I upload or go live. Welcome to the channel. Okay, this is for all Aries placements. All right, cross watchers, you are welcome as well. But as always, y'all know the reading may or may not resonate with you, and that's a part of it. Don't force it. It may not be your day. And you read the title. There's been a lot of emphasis on you guys personally lately, and I feel like spirit has been pushing that through me for a reason. Okay, so for a lot of you guys, it shall make sense here to come. um, if you'd like to connect with me, all of my information is in the description box located down below. Okay, as well as your personal readings and candle orders I am working to get out for you guys. But let's jump into it, guys. Let's see what messages come out for you guys. And shout out to Kendall. I just want to say very quickly, Kendall Crenshaw sent me this book, and this is something that Kendall created. And the artwork is phenomenal. It's a collection of artwork, a collection of poems, you guys. And I just wanted to really, really show you this is a part of our community. And Kendall sent this to me. I'm a sucker for all things that are sparkle, glitter, and pink, and just the words, how poetic they are is just, oh my God. It's like a magazine, you guys, but I'm not gonna show it all, but it's like just a collection of I feel like our Kindle's thoughts, and experiences are just it's a lot of objective point of view and maybe subjective as well. But this is what I'm talking about, man. Y'all are fucking creative, bro. Just let me skim through this, y'all. Come on, give me a second, please. If this was you, I would do it for you too. Just and it's like a whole magazine here. Just Kindle, however you put this together, my love, I appreciate this. I have begun reading it. And this is what I say: when do whatever is uniquely you. You know what I mean? You don't never know what the world is wanting or needing at this time. Look how fucking beautiful this is. Look at this. I love sunflowers. Like this is what I'm pushing y'all to do. Thank you, Kendall. I wish you would have autographed this. I don't know if you did. I see. Okay, I do. I see your signature down here. But I was gonna say you should have personally signed this for me. I really appreciate this, as well as the Aries pendant that you sent me and your lovely letter. Thank you so much, and to each and every last one of y'all. This is what I'm pushing for. And this is something that he created that's going to be here forever. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of things like that personally that I keep for myself just to have something to remind me of the great things that like I tell all of y'all that come from you. I've never seen anything like that. That's super cool. The artwork right here behind me is from Sky. She's a part of the collective as well. And so I love stuff like this. You know what I mean? But let's get into it. Let's see what messages come out for you guys. I did not check the moon cycle today, so let's take a sneak peek. Shout out to Lori too for letting me know that the screen froze earlier. Let me tell y'all, I guess when I get up and leave the screen, I guess when you're idle for so long, YouTube automatically shuts the live down. Like when there's nobody, when they feel that um nobody is there. So my apologies to those of you who joined a little earlier, but we should be on point now. Okay. And I'm gonna give you all your time, baby. And like I said, you guys read the title. If these things were said about you, if they were true, Aries, I feel like they may sound a little bit like this: Sun in Libra, Moon in Sagittarius. All right, let's get into it. Welcome to all of you guys. Hit that like button, will ya? Show your girl some love. Okay. All right, let's get into it. Oh wow. I think I'm getting, are some people restricted from seeing the reading? Baby, I'm working. One second. Okay, yeah, okay, I'll give me 1 second. All right, let's get into it, y'all. Today's been an eventful Sunday for me and mine. I will say we spent time at the park, grounding. Just, the weather was spectacular today, so it was just something that I feel like was needed for the both of us. And he loves the park. He loves to run, so and now we get ready for school tomorrow. And a lot of you guys are gearing up for your work week. All right, so let's see what you got coming up, Aries. Uninterested. Okay. So I get this energy for you a lot, and I feel like it is true. There is some truth to that. You guys are uninterested in a lot of things and uninterested in a lot of people. So I definitely, if that was something to be said about you, Aries, I feel like it just may have some validity there. Okay, right along with this one, unbothered. Okay, uninterested and unbothered go hand in hand. That's enough to set somebody and send somebody raging on one. All right, we have ego. So people could mistake your confidence for ego. But people could. I just feel like just the with Leos themselves. They rule over the ego, so they deal with a lot of scrutiny from others. Um, Scrutiny, and a lot of positivity as well. So I feel like if there was something to say about you, when it boils down to it, when people they met their match, um, type of energy. You bruise egos. Is what you do. And there's one thing, if something was to be said about you and it be true, it would definitely be that. You better be careful because you might you may come back, with your tail tucked between your legs, after you get done um going toe to toe with the Aries is what I'm getting here. And it's a story to be told. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's a warning to others. And people can it's just like you have you guys ever just randomly looked at pictures? I know like a lot of you guys may scroll on social media, but if you just like randomly looked at certain pictures, and do you just ever imagine like how that person sounds when they speak, or just like kind of read them through the photo here? Like that's the type of energy that you have. People can read your energy through like your photos, your facial expressions. All right, we have an offer. You may be somebody that is slow to accept offers. People may think that you're somebody that's very quick and impulsive when it comes to things, but you're very careful when it comes to your impulsivity. We have talking shit. All right. People could feel like you somebody that, and when I think of talking shit, I mean like, you know, you got a mouth on you. You know what I mean? You can cuss like a sailor. And not only like a sailor, like you put it together like a symphony when you doing it. It could be a musical, the way that you can cuss somebody out, or not even use cuss words and just tell somebody off. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's that that's what you're giving. Okay. And I feel like people, they know that too. You may seem quiet, right? And you may not, and you may not just be the most talkative one in the room, but you do know how to put those words together. And you got to know how to fight, because if you going to talk crap to somebody like that, you got to know how to back that up, Aries, because out of all of the things that you say to somebody, at least out of 10 of the things that you say to somebody, excuse me, y'all, let me lower my voice because I did get a mention in the comment about the volume, but I get a little excited and my voice goes with it. So, um, but what was I just saying about talking shit? Like you putting it together like a symphony. Yeah, and you, one thing about it, you got to know how to fight, because out of the 10 things that you say, at least 8 or 9 of them is gonna stick. It's gonna hurt somebody's feelings. No, I don't want to be screaming in everybody's voice. Like, thank you guys. This shirt, what's the website? Sheen. Yeah, it was given 90s, so. And it's Sunday. I wanted it to be chill. All right, we have moving on. Thank you. Next. Your moving on skills, Aries, are impeccable. Okay. All right, we have caught a case and groupie. I feel like if you were a celebrity, or if you were like, let's say, an entertainer, like one of the ones that tours and goes on stage and just, for example, I feel like if you were an entertainer, you want to know what type of entertainer I feel like you would be, Aries. You would be the type of entertainer that the women throw their draws on stage at. You know what I'm talking about? Like back in the day, what's the name? Candy Girl, New Edition, like stuff like that. Chris Brown, that type of energy, just Teddy Pendergrass, is to me, that's what Aries is. I'm talking about masculine and feminine energy. They'll be throwing them panties, them drawers, them numbers, them that whatever on stage for you. They used to do that for Tom Jones, M Law Gen X. You mean Tom Jones, like, it's not unusual to be loved by anyone. Who? What Tom Jones? Not Tom Jones in the early morning show. No, that's Tom Joyner. Okay, let's move on. Y'all got me off. What? Girl, stop. Hey, it's somebody for everybody. Y'all know what they say. That is hilarious, but hey. And then y'all remember the Carlton dance? They used to wear that song out on the Fresh Prince. All right, we have always partying, fake flexing, marrying for money. Okay. Mhm, mhm. Is someone trying to say that Aries isn't the type to build with someone from the beginning, from the ground up? Are you a shortcutter, Aries, when it comes to love and finances? Is this true? Because someone could be saying this about you. Like I said, the talking shit card is out here. So that means anything goes. Anything could have been said about you. And I'm pretty sure a few things that you would never think somebody would say about you. That's always the shocker. When you find out somebody done said something and it comes from the person or comes from someone that you wouldn't have put your finger on that one. You know what I mean? But it's very eye-opening. It really shows you who people really are and how well they are able to hide certain things, when you find them out. That's your opportunity to really pay attention. But Aries, you not the type to do anything like this because you will get it. You definitely somebody that's gonna get right down with whoever and dig it right out with them. That's the type of energy and fake nothing. You are the diamond, that is your rightful birthstone as well as Aventurine. Okay, for my later um Aries. And then the diamond, and then I want to say before then, it may be Tiger's Eye for the March Aries, the later ones coming up. But yet still, we all share that diamond. We all share that flex. You know what I mean here, and that's a part of why you have to be so real and so raw because look how a diamond is cut. All right. Shit, and if anybody marrying you, you are the money. If you ask me, you look like the money. You have the means. All of you guys, I feel like if somebody gave you right now 100K, $100,000 right now, Aries, I bet you at least 80% of y'all that watch me got a game plan ready and rocking. You ready to rock and roll? You got something to pitch, some type of idea, something on the table. Now, if anything, I know that's true. Hey, Coley said I'm ready. I know that's right. Aries is all ready, always ready. And even if you ain't ready, all they got to do is show you one times, maybe two. And after that, you're going to stay ready. You hear me? Devery, what song is that? Like Tony Stark, I have a plan attack. Isn't he about to come back and play Doctor Strange? Or who he's about to, Doctor Doom? Is that who he's about to come back and play? What was that? I don't know why I hear the strangest noises where I live. All right, we have the Nine of Pentacles to come out. Nine of Pentacles is Virgo energy. Page of Cups. And Queen of Wands. Aries energy. This is an energy of, even if people have said anything about you, like off the wall, negative, positive, whatever, it's still, it's something that I feel like is something that sticks with them more than you, because with the Queen of Wands energy, this is a confidence, maybe a confidence that you had to build or rebuild, and this may have been because of others. You had to get yourself to be uninterested or to be unbothered. You had to put your ego in check. You had to watch what you said, and even if you do speak on others, especially watch what you say about them. This the energy of you being introduced into the spiritual laws of karma. People may think that you are being introduced to new money, and maybe you are being introduced to new money, but just like people may feel like you're being introduced to something new because what you're doing is actually working for you. You're not in a groupie energy. There's so many groupie stories, of just the past, of women, men, whoever, backstage. And these are all people who carry that type of energy. When you are over here you have options and you have somebody that loves you and wants to marry you. You know what I mean? So you don't have to be a groupie type energy, or you had people in your life that loved you or love you, so that you didn't have to go into that energy. You know what I mean? So that you didn't have to pretend, and show off, for what, and act fancy. No. You know what I mean? If anybody uses those types of words on you, whatever words people throw at you, specific words especially, those are words that they have taken the time to put together and give you, and a lot of times, especially my favorite is when they say, you think you all that. That's probably an old one. I'm just gonna say whatever comes first to my mind, but you think you all that, or or this, just whatever, is positive about you. They try and shade you with it. Well, obviously I am that. You know what I mean? And thank you for giving me a new title. Okay. I always thought I was, but thank you for confirming it. You know? And that's how the Queen of Wands comes back. The Nine of Pentacles is new money, though. It could be new money. You scare people with your confidence. Nine of Pentacles. And your pull, your draw. It's scary. And those who know, they just go ahead and surrender to it like the divine. They give in to you. But then you got others who want to fight it. One thing is for sure here, Aries, I see a lot of you guys, if you are worried about relationships, um, I'm getting this energy of somebody that's working on themselves, not just for themselves, but to be right for someone that's equally ready to mesh with them. That's why I see that for somebody here to come get maybe like a 6 month to a year time frame. If you haven't already met already or haven't already crossed paths in some way, shape, or form, Nine of Cups is something very fulfilling for you and something very fulfilling for someone else, to get a wish here. And we have the Fool card. Why do fools fall in love? Is what this could be giving here with the Nine of Cups full energy. This isn't going to apply to everyone, but this is definitely going to be something that is fun and carefree. A lot of you guys, when you do get this fulfillment, and not just relationship wise, like this is also something you've been hunting, you've been chasing, you've been searching, seeking, working, hiking, swimming, um, planting, sowing, with this Nine of Cups and this full energy. So it's definitely you're getting closer and closer, or you're almost here touching the ninth cup to have it filled up for you, Aries. This could be something for you to be able to start new, and in that meaning, with what's coming in new for you, you can pick up and go ahead and flourish and finish off whatever chapter it is, that you feel like you've been having issues creatively, finishing or creatively writing in your life, because your life is that. It's a book of chapters. You know what I mean? You know, people feel like you're a tough critic, Aries. You a hard one with this full energy, but it's just like your upbringing, your background, and whoever put what they put in you, it's just like I said, with people, they just wonder, how are you all of these things? I'm getting someone make sure that either you wrap it up or that you are going regularly to get tested here, because there is some type of energy regarding sexual infection, sexual disease, or rash of some sort. All right, it's normal, sex, baby, sex is normal. But at the same time, if this isn't somebody that you're exclusive with, of course, y'all know what to do. We all grown here. And that groupie energy too. So that's something that we all know how that works in the industry. If you don't, go watch you a go watch an old Aerosmith documentary, or a old I don't know, like one of the rappers. I can't think of anybody right now. And look what goes on behind those scenes, honey. Okay. And this is so random. I feel like people could say you have sex for money, or you have had sex for money, or you have a sugar daddy, a sugar mama. Somebody funds your lifestyle is the energy that I'm getting here. You make others happy, to make you happy. And I know this not going to apply to everybody, and this is ridiculous. Well, I ain't going to say it's ridiculous. What you do is your business. Like I said, we grown, but if this is what's to be true about you, this is what somebody would be saying about you, that you are indeed the groupie. I feel like this could be an energy where they say that the Aries likes younger. Either it's something about meeting you, you come off a lot younger than you seem, or you attract a younger demographic. But we have the Ten of Swords and the Four Wands that came out. The Ten of Swords is Gemini energy, and the Four Wands, like I said, is Aries energy. So, and if you don't already know who 10 swords, there's nothing healthy or positive about that. But for the most part, at least it's over with. That's the most positive thing that you could get from something. And I feel like people would say, truthfully about you, when certain things ended, or when you got through certain things, That was all that it really takes, or what it really does take, for something to work for you and for you to work well with others. Because with the four wands, it's you not having to break who you are, to get along, to get by, to get ahead, right? Is what this energy is. But this Ten of Swords, this may be people who have had to, and people who may um, resent you for not having to, because Aries, one thing about you, you don't get no fuck. Like you, and sometimes it'll, I ain't gonna lie to you, it'll come down to you being kicked out of something forever. You gonna look them square. I'm talking about square in the eyes, and you not gonna budge. You might kick up a little dirt to let them know, look now. You know what I mean? So, and that's across the board. Like that's something that kicks into you like almost uncontrollably. So that's definitely something here where people feel like they need you weakened so they can so they can feel like it's a fair fight, if that makes sense. If people, if they could, and I feel like in some instances with this Ten of Swords energy, like if you have um more than someone, or if it comes to comparison, when this person has the opportunity, they're definitely, when they do speak, it's going to sound a lot like they were having to do for you versus maybe if you were having to do for them. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot of a lot of twisting the words, a lot of leaving out certain details when it comes to you. And it's with you, is people really, a lot of times they don't even want to hear the narrative. You, like I said, a lot of y'all don't even like to speak. A lot of y'all don't speak. A lot of y'all have stopped going out in public, and gone into isolation for periods of time. So this is something, and even in that, when you do still come out and show yourself, it still beams as you never went into any type of darkness. You know what I mean? So hey, I throw a sword at your ass too. Okay, over here looking like you shining and shit. I mean, come on. What you over there celebrating this week, Aries? And what you gonna scream over the fence and tell them, Aries? Another win? Huh. All season long. Who's with me? Okay? You don't gotta speak when you great. Okay? They'll still hate. How's everybody feeling tonight? Hit that like button, guys, as you come in. Let's get some more messages, because what's really going on, collective? What's really going on? I feel like you could be between someone having a place to stay and someone being homeless. This may not apply to everybody. And this person may like over dramatize the living conditions of some sort here, when actually you are more than a generous helping hand, or have been more than a generous helping hand with the Two of Cups Cancer energy out. This could be a family member, but Cancer rules over the home. All right. With the Tower in reverse. Yeah. You might be stuck with this person here for a little bit. This is giving the energy between you and somebody that's very opinionated. There's a lot of back and forth go when you guys really get to it. I feel like this is the energy of people, things people have said they are taking back. The tower in reverse. This is the energy where people feel like you are on your way back. You're feeling better. You're doing better. Like this is an energy of normally the tower upright is like things getting crazy, just things just all over the place for you. But in reverse, it's the opposite, is and like I said, and when it's upright, is something that's needing to come to an end, but in reverse, not necessarily come to an end, but just some major reconstruction. It's just it's what this is in reverse here. So I feel like this is, if anybody's speaking on you, it's just it's not anything that is um intensive. Let me clarify the tower in reverse before I speak on it fully. Oh wow, 10 of Wands. Someone is saying thank you, Aries. This is the energy of like you walking somebody back off the ledge. You helping lighten the load for someone. This is someone that projects, but boy, oh boy, do they need your love. Do they need what you give out? And each time when you do that with people, whatever, however many layers they have built up, like you're breaking down a layer, even if it's with a glance, you know. And that's beautiful. Hit that like button, y'all. I know that's right. If you want to support your girl, hit that like button. 10 of Cups, Cancer energy. People say you take care of your family. You a damn good parent. You a damn good person. Strength card. They need more of you like this in the field. And that's the damn truth. Let me tell you. All right, we have 8 of Pentacles. People, and I feel like I get this energy as well. People get mad, Aries, when you figure out a way to work smart and not so hard. And people may be speaking on it. I know that's right. Red Fine Diva said, Red Fine Diva said, I'm a damn good parent. I know that's right. And I like to pride myself. I feel like I am too. All right. I'm a boy mom and it is not easy. Like they do not warn you for this type of stuff. Cause mine's is rough. Okay. I'm talking about I probably told y'all this. Mine's is daredevil, evil Knievel, stunt, do his own stunts, type. Okay. Page of Pentacles. All right. Okay. I want to look at this here again. I feel like people could be speaking on, like I said, how you could help them more and you don't. It's good to be open to others' opinions. You know what I mean? Like I say it all the time, observe, don't absorb. Okay? Observe the information, do not absorb it. The situation, the information, the relation, the whatever shin, right? So this energy gives, this may be people who just don't understand. And the Page of Pentacles could be because of age difference. It could just be lack of intelligence, just lack of knowledge, not getting to this stage of life yet, and understanding, where how you work things out in your life and what areas. Um, so I really feel like this could be an energy where someone is trying to make it seem like, or has made it seem like, and look how little that it is. And not to call this pinnacle little, because hey, all money is money, right? But you see here this Page of Pentacles, and you're in the back here with a full set of eight. I'm sorry. Even though it's in reverse, you're still in there with a full set of eight. And this is also like a mystery of put me on, Aries. What do you do? Let me put some money in that. Let me invest in that, Aries. You could have people who are already in talks, or are already trying to figure out a way how they can do something with you. You may already be, people could have seen you create or do something years ago, and still to this day, when they look at other artists, their favorite artists or whatever, they compare what they saw. They compare whatever they saw from you to that, whether you're somebody that's celebrity or not. And I feel like what you did or what they saw from you, it touched them so much. Like I said, that alone, that's on a celebrity status level. It just may not be everybody knows your name, but that don't take away from the talent. You know what I mean? So I really feel like this could be that energy here. Real people know real talent when they see it. Trust and believe. So don't ever feel like people are ignoring your stuff. They don't see it. They see it. You know what I mean? And it's just it just depends on the market. And like I've said before, is not about who's, is more about, these days it ain't about just talent. It's about opportunity. Who has the opportunity to get to this person more than this person has the opportunity to get to them, if that makes sense, right? If I've used this example before, somebody being born in a low poverty income neighborhood, they can sing like Whitney Houston. And then you have somebody in the suburbs, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they don't sing like Whitney Houston. Maybe they sing like Whitney Houston cousin, you know what I mean? Brittany Houston, right? But because they're cousins with so and so, or they have a record exec or whatever, so and so coming, they have the opportunity to be seen by these people, they're going to be chosen. And that's as simple as that. So that's why I tell y'all, when y'all manifesting your dreams, you have to manifest it with alignment, the right place, the right time, the energy, the work that you put in, all of that, it plays a part. So you could be somebody that maybe you don't know all of these things, like looking at a checklist and saying, all right, I've done A, I've done B, I've done C, I've done D. But maybe, when you do read that checklist, you could kind of look inside yourself and say, hey, I kind of already been doing some of these things. You know what I mean? I'm kind of already on this type of path. And that's the type of that's that right there. That's past awareness. That's psychic awareness. That's being able to feel and sense, and beyond. That's something speaking to you with no words. You know what I mean? That's why I said a lot of y'all ain't even got to speak. Hmm. Yeah, what your my mama used to say, or my grandma used to say, better it's better to be seen and not heard. Depends on the situation, Granny. Queen of Swords, like I said, depending on the situation, granny. The Queen of Swords upright. Hear ye, hear ye. Okay, that's Queen of Swords energy upright. In reverse, ugh, I'm not even gonna cuss and show out and all of that because I done already messed the live up once. But in reverse, that's who you gonna get a piece of your mind. Okay, that's who gonna give you a piece of their mind. And not to mention these 10 of swords here. She may pick all 10 of them up at one time and chunk them in your direction. And that could be with words. Like I said, these are our so-called truths, untruths of you. If some of these things were true, then they would be, some of the most amazing, wonderful qualities for someone to have. And on the other side, definitely some qualities that need to be addressed. But I feel like for the most part, like I said, these were people who themselves maybe um, at one point in time had dreams as big as yours, but for some reason, a lot of people, just like restaurants, 90% of restaurants in their first year, new business restaurants, they close within the first year, 90%. Boom, out of there. Never to be seen and heard from again. But these people that I'm speaking on, they that 90%. They this groupie percent. Groupies talk about you. Groupies chase you from hotel to hotel, from city to city, from state to state. You know what I mean? They're desperate. They want attention. They need love. They want to be seen. And that's what they giving. But you, on the other hand, do I need to continue? Because you already know what energy you are. Because you already know what energy you are. You the one being talked about. The one they talking the shit about. The best. Meow. Like lovely active wear said. Shaquita, the mother effing goats and the Rams, honey. The Rams and the Billy Goats. Four of Swords, Gemini energy. Aries, you still got people putting you in their prayers at night. Do you hear me? And you probably don't even know it. You got people checking to get an update on you before they lay their head and rest at night. And you may not even know it. You got the 10 of Pentacles, which is Virgo energy. Some of you guys I'm getting, this may not apply to everyone, but some of you guys are like exceptionally good with animals, or like I'm getting a breed of dogs in particular. Like it's almost like you are literally like it's beyond the dog whisperer. It's like I don't know. It's whoever you are, drop down in the comments. But I really feel like it's somebody out there like you are. The way that I've already seen trainers advancing with animals. I really feel like something is your passion. You know what I mean? Like this is cutting edge, like a language barrier almost in a way. And then look, I speak on it and the moon comes out and look at it. It's like dogs out there, like wolves. Pisces energy and the Hierophant is Taurus energy. Okay. Today feels something's going to be significant about Monday, about tomorrow for some of you guys. You will, I feel like this will happen maybe in the AM. It's not going to be everybody, but this is the most Mondayest Sunday that I've ever felt. I feel like there is an announcement of some sort to be made. There's a call of some sort to be made. I see someone speaking on seeing you out in public. Oh, wow. We have the Hanged Man, the Devil, okay, Capricorn and Pisces energy, the Nine of Swords and the Death card, all right, Gemini and Scorpio energy. And then I did mention the Hierophant and the Moon came out, right? And the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. If something was to be said about you, Aries ain't walking away from no fight. People could be saying that you walked away from something that it didn't go as far as it normally would. And somebody may argue up and down, like they just not believe that this is you, a change too, or that you're fighting in a different way, you're fighting a different battle. I feel like is what this energy could be. um because with the tower, like the tower upright is hell yeah, let it burn. Let it burn. I set it on fire. You know what I mean? That's what the tower upright is. But in reverse, it's you got the match, you got the gasoline, you know what I mean? But you're about to light it, but it's like, eh, tower in reverse. All right, not today. Okay, you sparing them. Eight of Cups. Not today. I hear spirit over here calling me in the corner. Let me go see what spirit want. You know what I mean? Let me go see, let me go tend to what's really important in my life here. What really matters, what's really keeping me here and not just keeping me here, allowing me to thrive in this flesh, while we're here. That's the most important part of being here, because in walking in purpose, you are walking and like walking through the grocery aisle, and then you're able to pick literally everything you need as you walk in the path. You know what I mean? Or at least, that's how I feel when I see it in my mind. All right. So that is not moments of stressing out, you know what I mean? And worrying about paying bills, and or worrying about just the things that we worry about in this life. You know what I mean? The things that create and bring devil energy, and try and attach themselves to us, and then that comes in the eyes of the people that we love, that speak on us, the people that maybe we don't love, the people that we were just put together with. We didn't have control over that. And we have the Hanged Man Pisces energy, but I feel like we do always, for the most part, have control over the mental, unless something is actually physically wrong with you. That's a whole nother story. You know what I mean? Unless you've been mentally diagnosed with something, then there may be things that hinder you from, of course, fully just seeing your dreams and being able to think, um and fully be yourself 100%. There, or not just to say it like that, there may just be delays, or certain things that kind of may alter or just make it harder here. But the Hanged Man is a reminder, like I mentioned earlier with Kendall's book. That's something that was literally that is being spoken to you guys. That's a personal conversation between you and spirit, and I feel like people are noticing that and they're speaking on that. Like, how you sit and you may pray or you may talk to God. That's one thing, but just the fact of getting into the energy, it's still new, for a lot of people who are getting into spirituality, and the ways are definitely changing. They're updating. It's becoming diversified more, a little bit more accepted as time goes on. So just remember that, a lot of you guys, I feel like, are going to be those pillars and those pioneers, and already educated in a lot of especially tarot. If you watch my channel, I try not to be overly educational and into detail, but I got Gemini, a part of my big three, and it's something that I can't help. Information is something that I'm always is in here, and I'm gonna share it because I need to get some of that up out of here. The next phase of the journey is when you look at spirituality. Where were you at? Is it KT Aries? What were you going through? Like, what prompted you to start watching tarot? What is it that as far as your purpose goes, and where you connect in all of this? That's where when I ask, where are you in your journey? What are you here for? What are you in this doing? Better health. Okay. All right. That would be along the lines of holistic healing, that sort of thing. And um there's therapeutic practices and therapies as well for that sort of thing. So we have the Empress and the Three of Cups, which is Cancer energy and Taurus energy. But boom, here it is. What I just finished saying. For you to walk in your purpose. The Empress is literally the epitome of the example I just used of walking through the grocery store and everything you need being either on this side of the aisle or that aisle. And all you got to do is push that grocery cart forward and pick and pick and pick, okay, until you get all the way down to that finish line. And Aries, I mean, and Aries and Spirit reminds you that this is the way. I can't make this up. Like, I can't. Why y'all putting threes in the chat? Thank you, Jay Boost. Jay Boo said, I watch you so much and I always wanted to send a super chat. Thank you. Just to thank you for being a light source in this world. Keep going. Proud of you, Joy. Thank you so much, Joy. I am so grateful. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of the collective. Thank you for showing up. Man, like it's just that simple. Thank you for showing up, hitting the like button, just y'all being here, is it means the absolute world to me. Okay. And I would never take that for granted. Y'all help me be a better me. This thing works both ways. And I thank you for that. I definitely thank you for that. Oh, thank you. Is it Marie official? Thank you. Thank you, Shaquita. You guys are so sweet. I love you. See what I mean? Ain't no love like an Aries love. And I feel like they saying that. Hell, they know that. People could watch a little cute video clip, or just people could watch, like, see just you interacting with kids, or helping someone in need, or just spending quality time with family members. Just how you're able to lock in and connect, is just one of them. It's you're a natural. Like they used to call him back in the day. Oh, he's a natural. She's a natural. You know what I mean? You're a natural. Okay. Natural gem, natural born leader. We have the Knight of Swords, Gemini energy. The Chariot, Cancer energy. Okay. Oh. The Nine of Wands, Sagittarius energy. The Magician, Aries energy. People are saying, Aries, you're getting ready for the finale. That's what I'm getting. This is what the Magician and the Sun energy is. That's finale energy. This is you, the headliner of the show, is what this energy is giving here. And they can't deny it. You know what I mean? And they can say what they want to say. It goes on deaf ears. It's on a spiritual mute, and spirit threw away the key. Okay, we have the Chariot. I said with the Nine of Wands and the Knight of Swords as well. Here, it's your ride is just not the type of ride that they're gonna be able to keep up with you in, Aries, where you're going and what you are upgrading up, leveling up, updating, moving into, coming into what you see for yourself. Um, yeah, they just not there. Like you got so much horsepower with what you got going on. They gonna need 100 horses to try and keep up with what you got going on. Nine of Wands, and it could seem like you're easing up, you're lowering your guards, or you're not as sharp as you used to be, but you're just as sharp as you need to be. I feel like that's what's most important here is what spirit is speaking on. You know, so let's pull an oracle before we get out of here, guys. Let's see what it is, what attributes that it is that people may be speaking on you, Aries, in the form of the African goddess rising. Thank you, E-Love. And hopefully I wasn't like screaming and getting overly excited in the microphone tonight. My voice is kind of going away anyways. I told you I didn't felt like I was coming down with something. So I'm gonna try and take a little medicine here. And of course the computer battery is low. All right, so we have live out loud. Is that not that Queen of Wands energy down there? Yeah, Sigi? Or is it yeah, Siggy? I don't want to disrespect. I hate mispronouncing names incorrectly, but look how beautiful the illustration is here. People speak on you because you live out loud, Aries. In the colors that you wear, just your style of dress, like though you walk through, like what's something like a peacock, and I mean that in the best way. When you go to the zoo, there's certain animals that you want to see more than other animals, right? I feel like you're one of those animals, that people show up to really come and see. If in those animals that especially like the cartoon movies, they give character to, like you really are that. And that's enough for people to speak on. If you saw this in person, would you go run back and tell everybody that you knew about it? Anybody that would sit and listen or believe? So for that matter, you are a big deal, just as big as this lady is right here. And for that, you let them talk, and you let them talk as much as they need to, Aries, because we got work to do. Okay. And when we get done with that work and we present it, we're going to give them even more of something to talk about and something to do, something to research. Okay. Because when it comes to you, Oh, this is only one chapter, baby, Aries, but you far from being through. And I'm gonna leave this read here for y'all today. All right. Enjoy y'all good Sunday. Eat y'all some good food. Go take you a good cleanse, a good bath. Soak your body. Let's rock this week out. All right. I'll see you guys in the morning. Yeah, probably in the morning because it's 8:30 now. I don't think I'll be able to. Like I said, I need to go sit down for a second. So I love you guys as usual. I will catch you later. Mwah! Ciao.